Minecraft is the most modded game in the world, with many mods reaching more popularity than most games do themselves. But what would happen if that was all no longer possible? What would happen if Minecraft mods disappeared? Recently, Minecraft Bedrock has received some controversial changes that has made it basically impossible to mod the game from here on out, and the potential future ramifications for Java are in the air. Is Microsoft just being greedy in an attempt to funnel more players to their marketplace? Or is there more to this situation than meets the eye? About 2 weeks ago now, a Minecraft beta preview version, basically the Bedrock version of a Minecraft snapshot, released. More notably, in the dedicated server version of this preview, effectively the vanilla server version of the snapshot provided by Mojang, entirely undocumented in the changelogs, mind you, Microsoft removed what's known as the PDB file. Now, without getting into too much detail, the PDB file, also known as Program Database File, contains information about the functions of Minecraft, such as their names, data types, layout, and much more, essential in Minecraft modding. For those of you knowledgeable in Java Minecraft modding, the equivalent on Java is known as mappings. Anyways, the reason the PDB file is so essential is because it contains a variety of symbols, basically legible versions of Minecraft's functions that modders can use. So, for example, there used to be a symbol called block get map color, which would take a block at a certain position on an in-game map and get its color. Now, that same symbol is just a string of random numbers in a format like this. This has made modding the game almost impossible, and any mods made before will now break over time, basically rendering modding extremely difficult, as previous methods of modding are now no longer possible, as there is no longer enough information. Now, the thing is, outside of relying on such symbols to create mods, these symbols were also extremely important in finding and patching exploits and security vulnerabilities. As I was told by Lucy, a lead developer at a Bedrock project known as Amethyst, which we'll get into soon, the Bedrock dedicated server software provided by Mojang has many unfixed exploits, which obviously for larger servers is quite problematic. For example, as Lucy told me, there was an exploit in the networking library used by the Bedrock dedicated server that caused a server to crash when too many empty packets were sent to it at the same time. This exploit was caused by a single line of code that printed out feedback to the console, and the printing was so slow that if enough packets were sent, the server just crashed. Lucy was able to fix this by using the game's symbols to discover what functions were causing this problem. Before we go any further though, how does Bedrock modding work anyways? Well, unlike Java, of course, there is the marketplace where players can buy lots of things, primarily including Bedrock add-ons. Add-ons are effectively what Bedrock mods are otherwise known as, and while of course many are available for purchase, there also are a variety of websites like this one here where you can browse and download community-made add-ons for free. Now, it's important to note that there is a reason these are called Bedrock add-ons and not mods, and that's because add-ons don't actually modify the game like actual mods would, instead being extremely restricted in their function. Bedrock add-ons are more like Minecraft data packs. They are smaller gameplay additions or changes. They are more powerful than Java data packs, but pale in comparison to Java mods. So, because Bedrock add-ons don't actually modify the game's code, they are much more limited in what they can do. But technically you are able to mod Bedrock Edition. This is BDSX, a modified version of Minecraft Bedrock's dedicated server, which is able to support game modifications like plugins. This is basically the Minecraft Bedrock version of Spigot or Paper. This right here is Levy Lamina, a similar project designed to load plugins on Bedrock servers and much more. And this right here is Project Amethyst, the project Lucy, who has provided me much of this video's info, is a lead developer on. Basically a Bedrock version of Minecraft Forge or Fabric, a Minecraft Bedrock mod loader. You can see that there are mods for Amethyst such as Better Inventory and Vidaire Longe, an inventory improvement mod and zoom mod respectively that allow you to do things not possible with add-ons. This is Atlas, a minimap mod, Sky's the Limit, a mod that increases the build limit in all dimensions to 2048 blocks, and Advanced F3, an F3 mod. Now, us Java players would take such mods and even vanilla features like F3 for granted, but these really are core features and mods which Bedrock players have never been able to utilize or access and aren't possible with add-ons. Modding was pretty game-changing on Bedrock. While Project Amethyst is relatively new, BDSX and Levy Lamina had been around for a few years now, some even having developers who rely on the project for income. As of the recent Bedrock changes, both BDSX and Levy Lamina have announced that they are shutting down, with Amethyst no longer supporting any newer versions. Mojang basically killed two major multi-year long projects and significantly harmed another newer one with this recent update, now stripping Bedrock players of the ability to access core gameplay features features and mods that aren't possible otherwise. However, just like on Java, Bedrock players also do have the ability to subscribe to the Mr. Epic. That's right, you don't need any mods to click that subscribe button and help me reach 700k subs by the end of the year, or to check out my Patreon for exclusive content. No pressure, of course. So the question is why? Why remove such an important feature that was only improving Minecraft Bedrock? For what reason was this change needed? Well, for starters, we know it wasn't an accidental change or some oversight, as a Mojang developer named Dark Navi would confirm it was intentional. Many players would therefore blame the elephant in the room, that being the marketplace. It's no secret that Microsoft would rather players use the marketplace for their game modifications, as that's what makes them money, and players do believe that Microsoft wanted to ensure they had control of the custom content being put out, wanting to make sure it was on the marketplace where it could be monetized, not out there for free. Some players even go as far as to believe that this is a direct attack designed to kill off the Minecraft Bedrock modding scene to filter more players into the marketplace, rather than a Java-type ecosystem blooming, where the game's biggest mods are always available for free. In a similar vein, maybe Microsoft wants to push developers into making marketplace monetized content instead of free content. This is what a lot of the Bedrock developers think is the true reason, and it's actually working, as many Amethyst devs, for example, are now leaving to make content for the marketplace. Another perspective is that it might be primarily targeted at hacks. Bedrock for some time has had a problem where hacks and hacked clients have been able to make the game a real living nightmare for a significant portion of the game's players. For example, up until a few months ago, any player could download a hacked client, hop onto a realm, and completely crash it with just a few clicks. Video about that here if you're curious, by the way. Some players speculate that this change may have been targeted at client developers who are also affected. That being said, Bedrock developers don't believe it will have that much effect, as hackers tend to always find ways around Mojang's limitations, especially so with the many exploits the Bedrock dedicated server still has in it. If this theory is to be believed, then the other non-hacking related projects were unfortunately caught in the crossfire. Luckily, we don't have to entirely speculate though, as very recently, some developers part of projects affected by these changes received an email from Mojang giving us some additional information. Now, I can't share much of this with you as it was meant to be private, but basically, according to Mojang, these symbol tables are being removed because they aren't industry standard and have been used to hack servers and undermine the security of the game. They supposedly show off the guts of the game's code, making it easier for pirates and malicious individuals to make life miserable for legitimate players. So I guess that hacks theory wasn't that far from the truth. Mojang state that security has become a bigger deal for them, which is why they will remove symbols, but allow everyone, not just marketplace creators, to access the official Bedrock server protocol documentation. This supposedly was meant to make up for the removal of symbols, but as I was told, is the equivalent of trading an SUV for a stroller, and the protocol documentation is missing a lot of essential information for custom servers and is 100% useless for actual modding. And not only that, but I was also told that hacks and cheats will still very much be possible despite these changes. For example, proxy cheats, where a proxy server between the actual server and client captures data and modifies packets, are still possible and will still be an issue. So what do these changes mean for Bedrock, but also Java? Well, for Bedrock, not only is this change problematic because add-ons, the game's current weak version of mods, are extremely limited, but also because not everybody has access to the same tools to make add-ons. Minecraft Bedrock has marketplace partners, people or development teams who make content for the marketplace and have applied and been accepted by Microsoft to be partners. For some time, marketplace partners have had additional access to certain development tools that non-partnered or free add-on creators do not have access to. In fact, here's a Mojang executive confirming that very fact. To their credit, they are working to improve this and giving everyone access to the same set of tools eventually. But as it stands now, those making monetized content for the marketplace have greater access to tools to make content than those making free add-ons. This is rather unfair and something Bedrock Modding wouldn't have had a problem with. And of course, as I mentioned, add-ons are very limited. Some of the mods made for Amethyst we talked about earlier, whilst seemingly basic to us Java players, provided Bedrock players with features many of us Java players take for granted that are not possible with add-ons. Regarding Bedrock servers, well, obviously most of them relied on plugins and custom server software to function, and with that significantly hindered, so will be their servers. Numerous Bedrock servers are at far greater risk of exploits and security vulnerabilities now, many of which are actually considering switching to Java and running Geyser for Bedrock compatibility instead. As for Java and the game's incredibly rich and, most importantly, free modding scene, well, I don't think we have anything to worry about. Regardless of what Mojang actually wants, or if they did actually want Java modding to be removed, if they even attempted to do something similar on Java, the amount of backlash they would receive would be astronomical. Minecraft Java's modding scene is so deeply embedded in the game and has so greatly contributed to the game's popularity over the past 10 years that there is no way whatsoever Mojang could ever realistically harm it significantly without it being a net negative to the game overall. The Minecraft Java developers also wouldn't want any harm to come to the modding scene. This seems like a decision exclusive to the individuals working on Bedrock, so I don't think we have to worry about that at all. That being said, it still remains concerning that such a harmful change could even occur on Bedrock in the first place. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Check out my Patreon for exclusive content. Be sure to subscribe so we can reach 700k subs by the end of the year. Thank you all so much for watching.